The entire launch facility froze as warning sirens echoed across the bright morning sky. Engineers sprinted in every direction, emergency lights flashed across polished steel walls, and the world's most advanced energy project, a breathtaking $2 billion cosmic sphere, began collapsing before hundreds of investors, scientists, and reporters. On the elevated command platform stood CEO Cassandra Vale, watching years of ambition disappear in front of her eyes. In a moment of nervous frustration, she laughed and joked that she would marry any single dad who could bring the sphere back to life. What she didn't know was that a quiet maintenance contractor standing near the service entrance wasn't just a single father. He was the forgotten inventor who had created the impossible machine everyone else claimed to own. Before we begin this unforgettable story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Paradise if you believe kindness, second chances, and humble hearts can change someone's destiny. Your support helps these inspiring stories reach people who need hope the most. Every newspaper called Cassandra one of the greatest technology leaders of her generation. She had rescued struggling companies, inspired brilliant engineers, and built an international reputation for turning impossible dreams into reality. Yet very few people knew that success had slowly surrounded her with executives who valued profits more than people. The cosmic sphere was supposed to become the clean energy breakthrough that would change millions of lives, producing limitless sustainable power without harming the planet. Investors had poured unimaginable amounts of money into the project, governments had placed enormous expectations upon it, and the world was watching the live demonstration with excitement. As technicians desperately searched for answers inside the control center, nobody noticed the quiet man carrying a worn toolbox. His name was Rowan Mercer, a widowed father whose greatest achievement had disappeared from history long before anyone remembered his name. Years earlier, Rowan had devoted his life to designing revolutionary energy systems while working alongside a brilliant research team. He believed technology should heal communities rather than simply create wealth. But when powerful executives saw the commercial value of his invention, politics, greed, and betrayal slowly pushed him aside. His patents became buried beneath complicated corporate agreements, his contributions were erased from official presentations, and after losing his beloved wife to a sudden illness, Rowan walked away from the industry to raise his young son alone. Pride never mattered to him as much as being present for the child who depended entirely upon him. To provide a stable life, he accepted maintenance jobs in buildings that unknowingly housed technology based on his own forgotten designs. Back at the launch center, panic intensified with every passing minute. The sphere's magnetic balance continued failing, creating dangerous energy surges that threatened to destroy the entire project. Some engineers blamed software, others suspected sabotage, specialists argued loudly while millions of dollars disappeared every second. Cassandra tried to remain calm, but beneath her confident expression she felt overwhelming fear. This failure could ruin thousands of employees, disappoint communities waiting for clean energy, and destroy everything she had worked to build. Watching everyone chase increasingly complicated solutions, Rowan quietly studied the sphere's behavior. Unlike everyone else, he wasn't looking at computer screens. He was watching the rhythm of the machine itself, recognizing subtle patterns that no diagnostic software could detect because they reflected the original design philosophy only its creator truly understood. When Rowan politely requested permission to examine the control interface, several engineers dismissed him immediately. They assumed a maintenance worker couldn't possibly understand technology that challenged the greatest scientific minds in the world. Their laughter echoed through the control room while executives rolled their eyes. Rowan accepted their reactions without anger because life had already taught him that appearances often hide extraordinary stories. Cassandra noticed his calm confidence and, with nothing left to lose, reluctantly allowed him a few minutes. Rowan approached the console with steady hands, bypassed several emergency procedures everyone else had trusted, and activated a forgotten calibration sequence hidden deep within the operating architecture. The entire room watched in complete silence as warning alarms gradually disappeared. Moments later, the cosmic sphere stabilized, glowing with a brilliant blue light that illuminated every face in the facility. The impossible had just become reality. Shock quickly turned into curiosity. Reporters rushed forward while engineers stared at Rowan with disbelief. Cassandra demanded to know how he had succeeded when every expert had failed. Rowan quietly explained that the machine wasn't broken in the way everyone believed. It was protecting itself from a design conflict that only existed because later modifications ignored the original engineering principles. Then he revealed the truth nobody expected. Years before the company existed in its current form, he had developed the first working concept for the cosmic sphere. His research laid the foundation upon which the entire project had been built, yet corporate restructuring and hidden agreements had erased his name from history. Silence filled the room as executives realized the humble maintenance contractor standing before them was the true visionary behind the technology that promised to change the world. Cassandra felt something far deeper than embarrassment. She realized she had judged Rowan before knowing anything about his journey. More painfully, she recognized that her own company had unknowingly benefited from an injustice committed years earlier. Instead of protecting the truth, generations of executives had celebrated innovation while ignoring the human being who sacrificed everything to create it. Rowan carried no bitterness in his voice. He spoke only about wanting technology to help families like his own, families who deserved affordable energy and opportunities regardless of wealth or status. His humility touched everyone present far more deeply than any technical achievement ever could. Within weeks, Cassandra launched a complete internal investigation that restored Rowan's authorship, honored his patents, and publicly acknowledged his role as the original creator of the cosmic sphere. She invited him to lead future research, but more importantly, she redesigned the company's culture to ensure every employee, from interns to maintenance staff, would be respected, heard, and valued. Rowan accepted not because he wanted recognition, but because he wanted future innovators to be protected from experiencing the same heartbreak that had nearly erased his life's work. His young son proudly watched his father receive the recognition he had never asked for, proving that integrity sometimes waits years before finding justice. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Kindness Paradise so more people can discover stories that remind us never to judge someone by their job title, appearance, or circumstances. Special request. Comment, true greatness wears humility. If you believe kindness and honesty will always outshine pride. As the cameras shut down and the morning sunlight reflected across the perfectly glowing cosmic sphere, Cassandra quietly remembered the joke she had made during the crisis. Life had answered it in the most unexpected way possible. The man everyone overlooked wasn't simply a maintenance worker or a struggling single father. He was the forgotten dreamer whose brilliance had the power to change the world, and whose greatest achievement wasn't creating an extraordinary machine, but proving that humility, resilience, and compassion remain the strongest forces any human heart can ever build.